And today, a series of bomb blasts have rocked the eastern city of Jalalabad in Afghanistan as the country celebrates its 100th year independence. The blasts have injured some 66 people so far. No confirmation of deaths at this hour, but over the weekend, a bomb blast at a wedding in Kabul killed 63 and injured almost 200. ISIS has claimed responsibility of the wedding blast, but nobody has yet come forward for today's bombings. Meanwhile, over in Syria, as government troops cracked down on rebel-held territory, 3 were killed in an attack on a Turkish convoy. Joining us to discuss all of this, former Pentagon official Michael Maloof. So, Mike, today's blast in Jalalabad, who do you think was behind it?
Well, if civilians were involved, inevitably it's ISIS. They go after civilian targets. Taliban has a history of going after the military or police targets. And in fact, Taliban objected and raised concerns about the blast that ISIS took credit for or took responsibility for at the wedding.
Yeah.
So, but this once again shows that Taliban will not have any control over ISIS or Al-Qaeda in Afghanistan, and it's not surprising that Kabul would be involved because ISIS now occupies about 4 provinces just outside of Kabul province, and which then thereby borders against Pakistan's tribal area. So this is developing, and the United States, even though it wants to pull out, it's going to be very difficult because ISIS has already said from Afghanistan they intend to target U.S. and other interests.
So, Mike, what about the U.S.-Taliban peace talks that they're rumored to be failing because the Taliban views the Kabul government as American puppets? We know that. And critics say an American withdrawal would be catastrophic for Afghani civilians. What's your take?
Well, I think that's probably a reasonable assessment. If the U.S. pulled out completely, which I doubt will ever happen, Kabul
but Trump says we're going to do it before 2020. Well,
Kabul will fall in 3 days. No, they'll bring in more PMCs, more of your private military contractors, which is what the Blackwater founder, Eric Prince, has been advocating for quite some time. And in fact, I think that's going to be the direction things are going to go, so that there's no visible sign of U.S. troops per se.
Officially.
Officially, you'll have these others. But Taliban, on the other hand, is already working on a constitutional committee. They're preparing to take over the government. The question is, can they guarantee the U.S. as a condition for U.S. pullout to ensure that ISIS or Al-Qaeda won't use Afghanistan? The answer is no. As
a springboard. So they can't ensure that?
No.
So this would be a bad idea, like you said, the assessment was.
And also the U.S. is using Afghanistan to watch Iran. So I don't see the U.S. pulling out of Afghanistan completely anytime soon, and it's going to be, and I think that's why I'm going to see an increase. I project an increase of PMCs into the area.
And let's move over now to Syria. In Idlib, airstrikes on a Turkish convoy killed 3 civilians. Why is a Turkish convoy in Idlib to begin with? Because Bashar al-Assad does not want them there. This move with the convoy is being viewed as an act of aggression. Why are they there?
Well, it was meant to resupply really a observation point, but that the Turks have in the Idlib province. They're basically backing the jihadi Salafists in that area, even though the Syrian government, with the help of Russia, wants to clean them out.
Right.
And this is going to create a further confrontation. You see, Idlib is really strategically important to Turkey because they don't want the PKK types moving in, the Kurdish types moving in against the border of Turkey. And so I think Turkey will let this lie down, let this subside without having a further confrontation. But I think the Syrians are prepared to take on the Turkish troops.
Well, it's within their borders, one. But then what about America? Is there an American plan or anything for Syria? You're smiling.
No.
No.
I haven't seen one, but I can. Well, they have a plan, but it's in more of the northeastern part of Syria, in order to cut off the avenue from Tehran to the Mediterranean.
Yeah, but in the west towards Idlib.
Yeah, but I also see it as a means to arm inside of Iraq where you have ISIS and Al-Qaeda now moving from Syria back into Iraq in the Anbar province area that borders Syria. And we have U.S. resupply into that province at a base, Al-Assad Air Base, where the United States now has. Again, I see an increasing possibility of proxy war with PMCs and what have you, and not so many U.S. troops as such. But I think, again, this is all aimed at Iran.
All right, more unofficial U.S. presence there. All right, we'll leave it right there. As always, appreciate your expertise. Mike Maloof, thank you.
Hey YouTube, thanks for checking out our channel. We hope you enjoyed the video. We have tons of content for you just like this. For more of RT America's one-of-a-kind news and analysis, be sure to subscribe and never stop questioning more.